All right, folks, you are not seeing something that we're having an issue with. I currently have a black screen right now. I'm going to launch the game for tonight, and I just want to make sure that it's like that we are ready to go so I can monitor issues. Because this is a new game we're playing tonight, and I just want to make sure that things are working okay. So I'm giving you updates as we proceed. I am launching the game. I'm going to go into the task manager just so I can bring up my window here real quick so I can see, make sure I'm doing. Bring that to front. Come on, bring that to front. Let's go. Oh, let's do medium play it safe. That's fine. Okay. Hang on, folks. I have to do some work here quick. And I do not have an option on the demo, it seems, to give me a specific window capture. So instead, we're just going to have a capture in a full screen application. No, you know what? We're going to have a capture specific window anyway. And I'm just going to change the window to the game. No, 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 no. Here it is. All right. You guys have the window. Cool. So I don't think we should have a problem now, so I'm going to jump back to the game since I can't find a way to set it. Okay. Oh, here's settings. Hold on. Hmm. You know, I know everything works. We're just going to keep it on full screen. It's working. Why mess with it, right? Yeah. It's working. It's working. We know it's working. Just one final quick system check. I know I'm really annoying with this. I just want to make sure everything works. Everything's looking great. Perfect. Just a heads up, I am playing full screen, so I will not be able to keep chat monitored. Okay? So, anyway, obviously what we're seeing here is we're playing a demo tonight of a new game. New game's coming out next month. It's Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. The idea basically is this is based on the television series Star Trek Voyager. Quick plot line: a Star Trek ship on a mission got blasted across into the Delta Quadrant and now has to find its way back. Obviously, for those of you who watch the show, you do know that Catherine Janeway succeeded. And we are pretty much tasked with, well, either replicating her journey or sending the thing completely off the rails and into the unknown. Because oftentimes we discover quickly in Star Trek there's only one thing scarier than what we know, and it's what we don't. The shadows that are lurking in the edge of the galaxy are indeed real, dangerous, and terrifying. I mean, take an example. Let's just use some next generation stuff. First episode, we were introduced to Q, a godlike being with the mentality of a 10-year-old. And he was a grown adult, which makes it even worse. We thought, what else? What could be worse? Q in turn introduced us to the Borg. Star Trek fans know that I pretty much said all I need to on that topic. In the meantime, so we're actually going to do two games. The first one is we're going to do something a real quick one because I still reading on this one. There is a what they call a non-standard game over we can do real quick. So kick back, relax. We're going to start our game. This demo features the first of 12 sections based on in-developed management search engine optimized. Full version localization, additional languages, partial voiceover, as well as updated music and sound effects. As an indie team combined with Star Trek fans, your feedback, basically their feedback is important to us. A new ship, basically Captain and Janeway, giving her a mission. It's period into the Badlands. Okay. Right, we're basically doing Emissary. Yeah, basically Starfleet, there's a terrorist group. Starfleet sent a loyalist into the ranks. And we are off. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Okay, so we can either choose with a quick press, or if we hold, or we can do a quick press and just keep going. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy, ready for your first deep spaces? And reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Ensign Kim, I trust you already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Marquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Marquis vessel. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best pilot in the sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. Marquis, wow, I had heard a lot of stories about them. Relax, I was with the Marquis only a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us in the Badlands. Maximum warp. For the record, I'm already enjoying this. Into the Badlands. The Badlands are a treacherous region of space whose violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Scanners will pick up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Parrish. Any of your former colleagues might be hiding. I wasn't like the Marquis here, Captain. They did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading towards us. Incoming! A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager. Its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Red alert! Helm! Evasive maneuvers! No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact! As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crew member paint a grim picture. What just happened? Look at that wreck. Damage report! You really need a damage report? This is what the bridge looks like. Can you imagine what everything else looks like? Holy crud! Looks like a bomb went off on the bridge. Major hull and deck damage. Yeah, no kidding! The transports are offline and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sickbay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor! Captain, we're losing system access across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone to gray mode. We're in reserves, barely. Mr. Ferris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar photography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online. Now! Alright, welcome to the tutorial. Click on the question mark icon on the left of the screen to revisit any tutorial screen. The controller, press D-pad. Oh, we can use the controller? Cool. Some additional tutorials will not pop up during gameplay, but automatically appear in the tutorial list, which will be here. Check out the new tutorial screen now, okay? Well, if I can use the controller, that might actually be easier. Activate start photography in the lower part of the ship. To activate, open its menu by selecting the room and switching on the power supply. Okay, so I want to see if I can find this question mark. Oh, there it is. Kind of great, so. Well, that's going to... Okay, so we're switching on the start photography area. Cool, let's do it. Captain, consider picking something up there, but what Harry is trying to stammer is we're not in the Badlands anymore. Maybe I should have had Earl Grey tea. They don't have tea. Tell you what, I'd buy this game, we play the full one, I'll have some Earl Grey tea. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. Oh, great. This array will have to wait. Mr. Parrish, take the helm. Find the deuterium source. Scan points of interest marked with white question marks to reveal resources. Okay. I think I got... So find the question mark. Now you can get deuterium. Navigate your ship to travel to various locations while traveling time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colors of the chance bar represent possible outcomes. Excellent, dark green, and good, light green outcomes. More rewards like extra resources and moralities. Average yellow can include minor setbacks. Bad orange and terrible. Red outcomes by low rewards and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Okay, so we want greens as much as possible, obviously. Greens as much as possible, yellows if we have to, and reds under only we absolutely have no other options. Set course to the deuterium source. Oh, I didn't see all the question marks everywhere. Huh, that's pretty neat. Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. We don't have access to torpedo bay that we would need. Leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship. Oh, so it's a bar. So it's kind of like a roulette bar. Okay. But we had very high odds of good outcomes. So 65 and 385 and 368 stored. Nice. Captain, we now deactivate gray mode. Captain, ready to increase warp core output. The warp cores react to the powers of the ship. Like Star Trek fans didn't know that. It continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy but more deuterium is required. Increase power output by selecting main deuterium, switching the warp core to a higher tier. Okay. So we're here. We are currently in gray mode. Alright, you'll return to normal, Captain. We're going to keep it at level 1. Good. Now, what about this thing? This array? I can't tell, Captain. Our scanner detected a marquee vessel next to it. Let's scan for life signs. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Okay, scan the array. What about the array? Several life forms on board, Captain. Is one of them Vulcan? I'm not sure, Captain. The signals are weak. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transport room repaired and ready. Mr. Parrish, get it. Positive. We need to repair the transport room. Ooh, a Class M planet. That is the target we're after. Go. Another evaded. Oh, a lot of evaded vessels out here. Got it. 43. 83 we need. Enter and staying by to repair the transporter, Captain. Oh, I have to click on it again? Okay. Transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Press, set course the array. Tell me we got some answers. Okay, where's the array? I guess that's the array. Oh, what do we got over here? Ah! Well, still. Oh, that's light green, I guess. Okay. So we didn't get as many resources as we should have, as we could have. But we got some, so all good. I guess that was a light green. I thought it was yellow. NCQ Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Cool. Away mission is a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with matching skills for your away team. Okay, so we're sending Harry Kim and Tom Paris, which covers both the skills it recommends, which is piloting and quick-witted. Decide an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. Skills lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Captain, you see me charge in the middle of a cornfield. This place is really similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions what to do next? Okay, so how do we choose our option? I feel like we should scan first. Scans are a better number anyway. We'll scan. Harry and Tom use a tricorder scan for lifeline and check the strange energy spike emanating from nearby area. Flying the rings, they navigate to the corn and find a farm of people working in the fields. An old dad sits on a portrait in a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. After a time, team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Okay. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? So you are fatigued. Demand what's going on. I don't really want to demand. Trace by for clues. Going on. So we're going to use you and try to read body language. I don't want to I don't want to force like anything's going on. Having time to discreetly observe the old man training on his body language, something feels off, like he's putting on an act, but they can't quite put his finger on why. The old man seems perplexed by the presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it's not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. Okay? Okay, all good, everyone. I can select more than one for challenge if they possess the required skill. If the cumulative skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance of critical success, which will be indicated by a golden part of the chance bar. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the marquee ourselves. There's a large barn at the farmhouse. Tricorder's reading it off the charts. There's definitely something strange about on that back wall. Investigate the barn with the hidden door. Try to analyze where these energy could be. He's fatigued. But we're gonna do this one just so I can see if I can nail a critical success. Nope. Harry Tom transfer the energy field, causing a flicker in the air before they can break the illusion. The people from the field person wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion. The back wall is dissolving to show a bluish glowing room with unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Track recently, huh? These people must be this Marquis. They are being held here. Captain, we must get them out of here. Once again, looks like we have a golden zone. Nice. Let's do it. Harry sprints towards the half Klingon woman, hoping to arouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, looks in his face. Poor Harry can react. A blind white light fills the room, and everything goes blank. We completed that mission. Successful challenges times 4. Critical success is none. No injury bonus. So we got an extra 100 points. Sector 1 times our score has been timed by 1 for a total of 300 points. Both our crew members have leveled up. Excellent. So we got role-playing elements here. I kind of like that. A sudden return. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of the away team when Harry Kim unexpectedly shows behind her. What happened on the array? Tom Paris has been rendered unavailable. Whoa, I'm back on Voyager. What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you had him piloting, Tom, because we're short. Captain, we're being hailed by the Marquis. Starfleet, I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Oh, great, Belena Torres. Ram us? One of our owners also must think it would make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of Marquis crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. I wouldn't have any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Marquis. Tuvok has now been accrued to our crew. I never liked you, Vulcan. That's unsurprising. I assume you. I perform my Marquis duties to the highest standards. Patak. You win some, you lose some. Let's bring Mr. Paris and your commander back. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get him back easy. They're sealed and their communications are cut off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering, find a way to bypass or jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources in the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore the deck supply functionality. First, to gain access to the engineering office. Okay. Supply power to the room. I need to activate the life support unit of the corresponding deck. The support unit consumes energy, so I must plan accordingly. So, for example, I need to bring Deck 5's life support back online. First on Deck 5, Captain. Engineering now office accessible. And of course, it's a mess. We have to fix it before we can even use it. Repairs in progress. Until it's complete, whilst channel plans the system, gather more. Basically, we're going to gather more resources while we're waiting for the ship to repair. The engineering office is back online. Life support is active. Provides a +1 work team. Work teams are required to perform repairs and Voyager. Close report to automatically finish all actions. Activate all news and collect all resources from the move rooms. Enter ship to manually to do manually. Oh, I hit the wrong button. We have additional work teams to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Excellent. Building our repair rooms, even clean rubble occupies work teams. To be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional engineering at building or upgrading the engineering offices. Logic should now focus on Deck 2 in the mess hall to recruit food supply, maintain their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. Okay, our morale bar shows our current morale. The change in morale per cycle and the icons indicating crew's needs. Open the interview screen by pressing tabs between morale to get detailed crew needs. Your citizenship management, food, crew quarters, and events affect crew morale. If the morale falls to 0, the crew will mutiny, and that wasn't my game. Oh boy. Life support on Deck 2 is now up and running. To the extent that damage or interaction is currently deployed after repair, crew can... Repairs are in progress. Until they're done, we should access the crew. We should worry about the crew accommodations. Room rooms must be cleared to create room for residential sectors. The ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To create new building space, I will first have to remove the remains of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time, which is against cycles. To pass the time, travel on the map. When for our work research, we can flip more resources. Sounds like a plan, Tuvok. Okay. For safer through list. Collection, risk to fly. Cabin check the mass of determine level in the atmosphere of this Class K gas plant. Conditions are harsh, but potential fuel yield is exceptional. We can either deploy collector probes for safer levels sufficient collection or risk to fly in the atmosphere. Let's take the safer route. Okay, the pros of the trick, Captain. We got a motor hog enough to keep us going for a while. Good. Very nice. Where's 2 next? Here looks like our next section. The mess hall has been repaired. Mess hall repairs are completed, Captain. We should switch to replicator rations now to enhance crew well-being. With every cycle, your crew consumes rations. You can always use emergency rations, but you don't require resources but lower morale. The crew is used to consume rations made by the replicators. This gives morale, but will consume our reserves. Ration now issued to the crew, Captain. Okay, so now what? The ruined room has been dismantled. Ruined room concluded. Some crew quarters now. So we're morale, Captain. Accommodate 10 crew to grand load quality quarters. My Hank Newton, never get that. Something you'd like. Nice. Oh, but we lost. Our storages are full. Oh, we got a call. Hang on. I'm coming to Jam signal's been neutralized. We should be able to establish communications. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who is this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I don't have voice captain. The old man with the banjo, but his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared in the array. I'm Captain Jim of the Federation Starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. And what is a stranger? Scan the array for life signs of Tom and Chakotay. No sign, Captain. No human life forms indicated at all. What are we talking to right now? Appeals to humanity. Tell us where they are. We are in touch with their safety. The family and friends rely on us to bring them home. They are our responsibility. I understand, but I had no choice. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that I can never be repaid. Find something that cannot be found. What kind of debt? Maybe we can help. When you're listening, it can't be repaid. All I can do is protect them. No. You're saving my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. We haven't gotten any closer to Paris or Chakotay. You meant to get something. Right, but you sure talk good. If I may, I have observed that the array has been sending out energy pulse towards the fifth planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our mission crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only way we have. Boss, Mr. Torres, I don't like to say more than you do, but it's easier if we get it, Captain. Helm, set course for the fifth planet of the neighboring system. Let's find our people. Set course for the fifth planet of the neighboring system. Maximum warp. Sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system first and select the system's poles to visit. Okay, clear more. Okay, so where is our the ruined room has been repaired for our ship because I'm going to turn that into more quarters. Captain, I need to just relax quarters. Maintenance of human quarters and morale suffering. I just building new quarters more. You have 40 cycles to either. Okay. So where are we going? We're missing. Okay, it says we're missing something. We have to find more of that resource. Fair enough. The crews have to fulfill the promise that we gained 100 morale because we completed the objective. Attention, orders. Let's see what we have here. While the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh and revealing landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Kirk perhaps being held in this place? An M-class planet, but no ocean over is nothing. However, there are settlements. Strange but intriguing. Being located a barren piece of the desert. I recommend a way to investigate the area. There's something else. The interval between each pulse is decreased by a 0.47 rate. They're getting faster. The NSA is running out of time, right? Means we better hurry. World's first hand. We're going down. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. That's Neelix. Pure we're perhaps in heaven, the Delta Quadrant. Would we find anything, mister? Neelix, never saw a ship like yours. Let me guess, you were whisked away from some... Well, sounds as though you've heard the story before. Thousands of times, 100 times, maybe 50 times. The caretaker's been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He's probably snatched some of your crew, right? They're likely down the planet with the Ocampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place, dangerous. You can use a guide, but of course, a guide needs a little, compensation? Sounds fair. I concur. Wonderful, to be honest, I've had a rough... Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies, so food and water would be most welcome. For the finest crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Rebuild Voyager and explore the system or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. Huh. Let's take an orange. Let's take a risk on yellow. What the heck? I'm ready to repair parts of the station. We extract all the resources we could, Captain. Oh, we need to find some fuel. Oh, we're getting a call from the caretaker. The other accounts of tangy accompanying soup in environmental concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Wow. Tomato soup. I'm still gonna go. Bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Alex, I'm pleased you are enjoying yourself. We need your assistance now. Ah, yes, you're missing group. Right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. But you'll find. And what? One Kazan sector man. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult. The right approach even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Okampa had our people. I don't the Okampa do your people. Just finding him is a bit tricky. My old pal, you might know where to look. He's a nice guy, but he owes me a favor. Anything else we should know about these Olga? One of the first to come out here on these parts of Olga, but most liquid diplomacy would go a long way. Translation, send down water. Very well, parent away team, you'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Okay, so we're going back to the target. Looking for Mr. Neelix, we find a chance to find a lost room in the Okampa. According to him, we must. Neelix, we have little choice but to pursue every possible lead. We're also probably going to go back into gray mode. Critical. The ship won't last long without refuel. We don't look at this place. Yeah, I know. Nation orders. So we need a survivalist and an innovator. We don't have a survivalist. So you know what? We have a Talaxian and we have an innovator. We are just going to have to send those two down and hope for the best. Alright, fine. We'll send Tuvok. The waging shows a small valley between dead volcanoes. The sun burns down the Mercy. Wind whips in their eyes. Captain, our truck is malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulse. How do we get our bearing in this dust bowl? Struggle through to a vantage point. The waging pushed forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility, finally emerged into a ledge with clear visibility of the surrounding areas. And then the spot Ulga summoned. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Oh boy. Captain, sandstorm is airway. We need to find cover fast. Build a temporary shelter from what you can find. It's either use her solo for an innovator or use Neelix and her for a combo. The waging crew has rocks and wood constructing makeshift shelter. They huddle together as the sandstorm rages around them. So the eternity the storm subsides. The away team mercilessly battered but unharmed and sets off in the direction of the settlement. Captain, we've reached the summit. How should we approach here? Neelix is the known dude. Let him handle this. Neelix bound toward Green. The wind had shown seemed to recognize him, but their expression was skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approached cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazan emerged from the settlement. And their leader, the sight of Neelix's face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young man looks something like a Kazan, but more like a human with pointy ears, appears around a corner. Seems like Kaz on defending the Starmings he was to believe. How should we approach them, Captain? I'm just curious. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to take that risk. Yes! Critical success! The away team offers Jabin water from the replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access to control the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised Ocampa woman he is holding as a slave. Explaining she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface when suddenly Neelix grabs a phaser. He points at Jabin and demands the Ocampa girl be freed. Dude! What is wrong with you? Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. This is a good one. Do we appease and carefully withdraw? Do we order a tactical retreat, run, or do we secure the retreat with phaser fire? Neelix, you got us in this mess. Try to get us out. And we'll take the success. Kaz has been recruited. The away team raise their hands and gesture of peacefully backing while choosing their words carefully to calm the angry Kazan. Jabin, though furious at Neelix's impulsive actions, recognizes the away team's intelligent attempt to de-escalate the situation. He allows them to retreat, though his eyes burn with anger. So we gained 100 points of morale, apparently. And that's a mission complete. We successfully completed 4 challenges. We got a critical success, no injuries. Sector 1, total 375. Everyone level up. Excellent. More than gratitude, safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the array team and seeing the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two of them go? My dearest Kes, didn't I promise I'd save you? You son of a... Come from me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This now with trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground state is controlled by the caretaker. There's a tunnel, but the caretaker is filled with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier if I have the slightest breach. A transport signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Kes, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm grateful. Now. What can you tell us about the caretaker? For generations, he's proven to accomplish food, water, energy, and will protect them from the outside world. Do you know why he doesn't, or why he came, or where he came from? No. We do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Kes, Mr. Neelix, I'm curious, how did you two meet? I met Kes while I was training with the kind, even someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Kes, it was so dangerous. Why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond our sea. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, was unbearable. We were once a people with full command of our minds and abilities. Alright, so I'm going to get started on the transport signal amplifier and Kes. We'll go to sickbay and have you examined. Isn't sickbay offline? We also have this problem. I think on this note, folks, this demo is actually taking longer time than I thought it was going to. We need fuel. So let's scan a couple of planets. And, let's scan a couple of things here. That is actually what we need for fuel. Holy crud. Alright, let's knock these things out. So we get everything. We get a good, light good, or we hit the tractor beam and we go for a 50-50 roll. Let's do that. Yes! Yes, we managed to recover a lot of resources. Very nice. Yeah, that is unfortunate, but hey, we got some good stuff. We actually had full store. We actually had close to full storage. We got to figure out how to boost our storage. So repair and active of science lab. Okay, once we complete this mission, I think we're gonna call it an episode. So we're gonna scan here. We can certainly use more of that. The science lab is up and running. Come on, we can start researching the signal amplifier. Okay, that's done. Okay. The sick bay is back and running. Seriously, okay, good. We're going to enter ship because there's probably something to do here. Place in sick bay on Mac, treatment, they'll go back to work. Complete the patient in the sick bay by assigning a suitable hero. Computer initiate emergency medical holographic program. Choosing the doctor. With no other option available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sick bay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sick bay for now. And this patient, Cass. There's no need for concern. I'm capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken arm, a few minor bruises and grazes, nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable of hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best? Captain, I program proper medical care. What else would I do? Now, excuse me, I have a patient to attend to and a sick bay to reorganize. Okay, so let's get this mission finished. Repair parts of the mining protocol. Station had been looted. We still managed to salvage a few resources. That was unfortunate, but it happens, regretfully. So we're going to scan here. We're still pretty good on that yet. I have no idea what that is. I mean, it's not dangerous, but it could provide valuable scientific data. The transport signal amplifier is complete. Security research new upgrades where you can upgrade rooms and allow past modes to improve efficiency. Certain tax force require an upgrade of tier 1 or technology category. Unlock a new tech cost research points. Research points are produced by active science lab, but can also be gained by rewards. For example, away missions. Captain, the blueprints of the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Alright, that's going. Okay, so this is our tech tree. So we have access to all this fun. We have all this fun stuff. Enhanced maneuver thrusters. Increases energy threshold for the propulsion system in combat. Reveal this technology to know more about it. And hypertron. Reduce all shell construction by 25%. Okay. And an unknown combat. Reduce energy field penetration by 20%. That definitely will come in handy. Borg research? Wow, that's kind of scary actually a little bit. So do we want to research hull reinforcement or the shields? Hull or the shields? I'm going to be honest. Let's just go down the list since I don't really know what all this stuff does. We are going to research the hull integrity. I think that's probably the best idea. Sailing brothers being pleased, right fuse captain would be wise to make haste back to the own compo. Okay. Okay, so we have all these. So what's our next possible research item? We have that. Next up is the field, is the rotation. Cool, let's do it. I had the wrong button there. System. Captain, research station. Orders, send the away team. Alright, this will be our last mission. We need... So recommendation is Ocampa, which we have. Thomas still offline. Thomas still unavailable. Kess is already with us. We'll send down Neelix. And we'll send you. Upon changing the tunnel entrance, the group of Kazan already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. They notice the away team. They reach the weapons and say, careful shots from them. Don't let them butter you up. Captain, the Kazan team won't cost this time, but they're still ready to attack. What are your orders? Instead of negotiating fast, use the previous diplomacy skills, build trust. I kind of like this one. Use the transport manual to make a harmless object appear. This will cause a distraction. Unix has a very small chance of... Wow, a 50%, greater than percentage of a crit. Let's do it. The way means people are a small plant on the game. The sun appears as a strange green object. Because it can be an alarm in the case of when tunnel unnoticed. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance. Use the transport signal amplifier now to find possible breach in the security barrier. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I really don't. That's even worse. We'll chance it. Here we go. No! Because the land fraud possesses expecting hope. Well, this barrier cannot permit through will breach. After several attempts, the waiting man to find a weak spot and transport through, but the process is unexpected. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded in large counter-shooting environment, smooth white walls, emergency-friendly waging glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green. The Ocampa City. Captain, we are inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed? We only have one option. Kess has to lead the search. Although nobody has skill, we could. Yeah, but look how bad that is. Yeah, we're doing the search. Kess put the Ocampa, respectfully asking for sin locating missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa Taxpayer Attorney will provide distraction and directions to the medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members awake with historians surrounded by strange medical equipment. Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon before he can picture the ground starts to shake. Oh boy. Mr. Captain Janeway gets to the joy of reunion. The character Ray's friendly Reeves itself is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. This is bad. This is bad. Neelix, lead us out. No, the team struggles to make quick situation. Separate and destroy the tunnel, collapse around them, they suffer serious injuries. Eventually manage to regroup, eventually reach the exit. Jury Bear, the only thing standing between them and their escape. Tremors are interfering with the signal amplifiers focus. Captain, the connection is. We can't beam out like this. Neelix has now been injured. I gotta pull them both. It's the last challenge anyway. Let's go. Critical success. The team allies turns and trying to recover transport signal up prior to compensate. The transport signal stabilizes the line and the away team to lock on and beam materialize safely back on Voyager. 27 research points. 2 successful challenges. A critical success. No injuries. We did not get back as Neelix got himself banged up. Sector 1 for a total of 175. Back on Voyager, Tom prepares to be sigh relief with the Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescue suspicion. The Marquis commander struggles to understand the Sun Alliance. Captain Chakotay, I'm Chakotay. Welcome over to Voyager. I'm Captain Janeway and Mr. Paris. It's good to have my pilot back. What? No champagne? Not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay, the Marquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation events in the Delta Squadron. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learn on the planet can help us. The Ocampa. Naive, friendly, they don't get that much, and that's good because they wouldn't survive. Apparently, they've been living underground for longer than we can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived in the surface once. Ancient journals tell us to create a caretaker over in a deep chasm and let us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned a warning. The day of our service during their death, on that day the caretaker appeared in Belar City. Since provided for the Ocampa, a debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok, there's enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Ocampa homeworld turned resetted one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he's responsible for the ecological damage. Building the underground city and care for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. But how could he cost the planet incapable of sustaining life? I confess I do not know, Captain. They are the caretaker. They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people, and he increased their power supply to half a decade, and he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? The caretaker mentions that you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Ocampa said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague, except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died. I want you both in sickbay now! Captain, the condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular destruction caused by the injection of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears they have been introduced deliberately. But when we want to inject them with incredible DNA, it's beyond my comprehension. I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Captain, there's not evidence for a reasonable hypothesis. The carrier provides the Ocampa with a mere 5 years worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentions running out of time. The caretaker has obtained the Ocampa for a millennium. Less than urgency is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not take his role as caretaker. The doctor's got further concern. And is to safeguard the Ocampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, someone who holds the key to their survival, compatibility with the caretaker's DNA. This explains the abduction and testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how are we supposed to get home? We have to return to the report too late. His reluctant to cooperate in a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. The overgrown energy blob once on his home will blast their way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. All right, folks. Like I said, I think that's going to do it for us. So, yeah, that was Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. That was pretty cool. I probably will pick the game up when it releases in February. Well, absolutely. I honestly thought within the time frame we had that we would get to the non-standard game over. I guess not. I'll give you a quick glyph of what the general idea is. You will eventually get to the same choice that Janeway had, whether to use the array to get home or not. Like I said earlier, you can choose, of course, being a big what-if scenario thing, to use the array and get everybody back to the Alpha Quadrant, basically ending the series in the pilot. Maybe when I get the full game, we'll do a series and we'll try to run that one too. Okay, in the meantime, this has been Saints, but I'll be back Friday for Pal World. Until then, whatever game brings you joy, you play it. And go in peace to love and serve the Lord. As for me, I am out of here.